Hi guys, I'm Shmee, hello and welcome back to the channel where today we're going out car spotting. It's Monterey Car Week. We're here at the moment at 17 Mile Drive in the Del Monte Forest, but this is really the epicenter of hypercar gatherings, the events, the Quail, Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance, everything else that happens around it all. You will never see more Bugattis, Koenigseggs, Paganis in one place. So today I want to bring you along as we go out for a drive in my Zenvo TSR-S, which is ridiculous enough to begin with, to go and see what we can find, because I know there are Chiron Super Sports aplenty, there are multiple Hennessy Venom F5s around, there are just about every kind of supercar, hypercar that you can imagine, that you can think of here at the moment. As we go around every corner, you never know what you might find. Lurking just there is a Heritage GT350 Mustang 1960s. It's going to be so unbelievably cool to share with you what it's like being in here. Every single car park, every single vehicle, I've got to keep my eyes peeled. But let's go and car spot here in the Monterey region for Car Week. Alpine followed by Caterham. MC20 Cielo. Just in there is a very beautiful 300 SL Roadster. Just parked up, looking beautiful. Lovely. 911 GT3RS, Hurricane Sterato, and then sometimes there's just a deer chilling at the side of the road, and we do not want a deer to run out and get splattered by a Zenvo. We are rolling in here because this is quite the lineup. Multiple Bugatti Chiron Super Sports. We're going to, let's just take this one thing at a time. Over that side, we have a Cobra. Then we have a little bit of a traffic jam. And then all the way around, that's out of this world. And actually, the yellow car is quite interesting as well. Let's touch on that a bit. There is a Vossen C8. Next to that is a Senna LM. One of 20 that they made. Oh no, that's the Can-Am. That's the Senna Can-Am, of which they only made 3. There are only 3 of those in total. That's quite something. And there's a Stradman. Well, I just looked away for a few seconds, and not only do we have a 4th Chiron Super Sport, but wait until you see what is over on the other side. Quickly though, to show you through here. Check out this GT2RS Visac package with the Chroma Flare paint. It's something like $80,000 as an option for the paint on this. That iridescent flip paint looks stunning. There we go. Sonderwunsch, the height of exclusivity when it comes to personalizing a Porsche. We then have the 4 Chiron Super Sports, this being the 300 Plus with the distinct orange livery, tribute to the car that went 304.77 miles per hour. This, I believe, has only just popped up and been seen for the very first time. Of course, you can see these cars on Exclusive Car Registry if you want to see more about them, but with that livery reminiscent of the original L'Or Blanc on the Bugatti Veyron, the Super Sport with the orange painted accents and detail lines over the red. Then, similar to the 300 Plus, but with the blue details on this particular car. We've got all the different specs here, different wheels, different options, and the white on white that we have to finish off the line. Wow. Then, this is the RML Group short wheelbase, the SWB, bit of a throwback, 60s Ferrari retro theme, design, feel. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Blue with yellow details inside, the yellow with blue stripe on the exterior. I believe this is actually the first customer car from RML Group that they're making of those. But that is that side. Something very noisy just went around there. Over here though, where all the crowds are, we have the fully opened up Koenigsegg Regera, and over there, if you can just spot through the crowd, we have the Aston Martin Valkyrie. Auto skin, automatically closing it, all the bodywork. And if we come through, look at this, the Valkyrie and the Can-Am together. This is the car we saw, I think, the other day. Wow, I mean, it's just something. And then the Senna Can-Am that was made celebrating Denny Hume, the Canadian connection. Obviously only available for the Canadian market, hence the flag on the side, the painted livery and design, and a few specific details to it, including the quad exhaust tailpipes tucked in back there as well. No exposed carbon left on this car, just the painted bodywork, the silver wing with the white end plates. This is Hypercar Central right now. GT2RS on the move. Look at this. The colour shift, unicorn, fantastic plate for it as well. That is a unicorn of a Porsche. Wow, this is just incredible. Just your usual car park finds: 992 Turbo S convertible, S65 Ultimate in baller, 600 LT, Maybach S-Class, and then of course the Zenvo is just tucked in here as well, amongst many other cars that are around. Well, quick change of plans. As you can see by the Valkyrie doors being open, we're about to go for a drive with a number of cars. Danish Regera was at the back, a couple of other Koenigseggs are here somewhere, and the Valkyrie, and the Storatos, and just, I don't even know where, what, why right now, other than it's carnage, and we're gonna go with the flow and basically see what happens. I'm just gonna hover here, and oh, that's a nice SF90 Spyder. Is that Cavalcade livery, the special design. That's a really lovely color. That looks amazing. Beautiful car. The sound of the Regera starting. So that Regera is called Honey, which is quite fun. It's named after a song by Christian von Koenigsegg's son. And out of nowhere, Thor comes around. One of the two final editions. And out of nowhere, Vader comes around. The other of the two Koenigsegg final editions. What? Look at that view right now. Look at that view. The two FEs, Regera, Valkyrie, 4 Chiron Super Sports, and I'm sitting in the Zenvo. This is car week things. And the Can-Am, how can I miss the Can-Am? I had no idea where today was going, and all of a sudden, my mind is blown. I can hear the Valkyrie gearbox, which means it's about to start. I think. It kind of launches itself off the gearbox. Oh no, there we go, it's already running. So we need to get this running. Let me get out of the way of Honey. So he's got enough space. We will go round. Just look at that thing. I don't know where we're going, who's in charge, what the order is, but we're rolling with it. Some Koenigseggs, Valkyrie, Zenvo, past the 4 Bugattis. This has caused quite a scene. Listen to the gearbox noise of that. That's cool. Renault 5 Turbo. Just 675 LT Spyder. One of the craziest things when you're following a Valkyrie like that is looking underneath the bodywork, how you can see the teardrop cabin and straight through the aero channels, the tunnels that run underneath it. Like directly, you can see out the front of the car through the underside when you're not even a very long distance behind it. I just, right now, have no real way to explain how unbelievable this is. That we're here, that we're with all of these cars, that we're driving like this. Yeah. When I came to Car Week 10 years ago, I know what it would have been like seeing the equivalent of this back then. Obviously, cars have moved on hugely since. Just even like on the traffic, the other side, there's an R8, and then there's an older gen Corvette, but just constant cool cars around. So many of them. This goes against every instinct in my body. We've just left the guys because we've actually got an appointment, a meeting that we need to go to for something else that's really cool. Hopefully we're going to catch them a little bit later on, but I suspect over this period there are going to be lots more drives with very, very, very cool cars. So for the time being, we've just got to go and do what we've got to do because the traffic is really quite horrendous around here. As we have a nice sapphire blue. Is that 981 GT4? Going past, there are so many cars around. Right, lots of traffic, but onwards, let's see what we find while we're driving. You're not going to believe this. 2 Brabus 6x6s went by, and then a LaFerrari Aperta went by, and I'm sorry to say I don't have those on video. It just happens. When you're going down a road like this, in the click of a finger, a car comes around the corner and you don't have the video. Like, it just just good luck. That's it. Game over. I just have memories from the past of seeing the craziest of crazy things here, and you don't have any pictures or videos to prove it per se because it's just so fast. Oh well. 911 Dakar following an 812 Superfast. Dakar in the Rough Roads livery, which is quite fun. I think that's actually probably the first Dakar I've spotted in the wild. Instantly recognizable. Unusually high, of course. Dakars and Steratos are aplenty out here. There is a LaFerrari. Okay, so we might have missed the Aperta earlier. Was that also an Aperta? I didn't get a good enough look, so we might have missed the earlier Aperta. But we didn't miss that LaFerrari. What's tucked in there? Is that a Performante? Yes, it is. That's an original OG Performante. That's cool. Nice. Urus. 812. Hey, that's Steve, legend. I don't know what to say, really. McLaren 765 LT. Nice. And there's something else you're going to have to wait for. You probably can't quite see. Is that a Hurricane? It could even be an STO. It is indeed. It is a Viola Pacife STO, which is the colour on which this is based. I like the Pacife with bronze gold wheels. That's nice. Really cool. And yes, it is Pacife. A lot of people think it's Pacife. There's no R. It's just Pacife. That is how it is on the Lamborghini configurator. If you don't believe me, go and check. It is not Viola Pacife. Ferrari 812 GTS. Wow. Is that real? I don't know. It certainly visually was a 250 GTO. Aston Martin DB12, DBX, DB12, DBX. Clearly a little bit of an outing. And there we have the king, Pagani Huayra. We saw that in LA the other day. I mean, we're just driving in a traffic jam and a Pagani goes past us. Like, there's nowhere like this. That's the Rimac Nevera. Rimac, or technically in Croatian, Rimac, in this same traffic jam. Ford GT. And then Shark Blue GT3RS, probably not Shark Blue, F50. Nice, okay, that wins, that's cool. It just goes on and on. This is where I try so hard to get all the colours right. I'm not even sure. Certainly the GT3RS before was, I don't even know if it's Voodoo Blue or Riviera Blue or what it might be. 430, F430 Coupe. There are too many different Porsche colours. PTSRS has all those details if you need to figure out which is which. That looks like signal yellow, maybe, on the Touring. It's just a constant flow. We've got an Amira, a DBX, and then look at this, another F50. I think that had a European plate on it as well. That's two F50s in the last. What is going on? What do we have there? McLaren of some description? Yes, absolutely. 720. And then Artura. The F50 was about 5 seconds before that. 5-10 max. It's like this all the way. An SLR, Mercedes SLR McLaren. More McLarens. Another 720, or 765 even, 765 Spyder. UFO LT on the plate, I like that one. And mirrors everywhere. Lotus are clearly doing a big thing with those because there are lots of them. And also, spot in the mirror, there is a red Lamborghini Urus. Is that an Urus Performante? Not sure. Maybe an Urus S, can't tell. I think it's a Performante that's been behind us actually throughout the last, like, I don't know, the last 40 minutes of driving since we were in Carmel. I don't know where they're going. The Nevera again. That was actually the first car we've seen post the first stop, and we're now actually heading to another stop. Check out this view from up here through the canyons. Really cool place to drive. It's a lovely, lovely area. I'm sure we're going to see a few others on our way now back towards our next event, and there's going to be a lot of this during Car Week. If you take that turning on the right, that goes up towards Laguna Seca, where I actually drove the factory blue. Oh, there's a Dino. I was gonna say, I drove the factory blue TSR-S last year before I had my car. Feels like a very long time ago. It was just a month or two before I took delivery of this. That's quite a traffic jam as well of people here. And you never know, there might be something interesting lurking in it, but otherwise we'll go sailing by and see what happens. It's not going to go past us very fast, but there is a Ferrari F40 there. So we've seen 2 LaFerraris, 2 F50s, now we have an F40, which is from the UK. Awesome. Very cool. UK Reg F40 cruising past. Yeah, why not? We're just missing 288 GTO and an Enzo. And knowing the way this is going, about 2 corners down the road, there's going to be an Enzo coming towards us. If there actually is now, that would be hilarious. But yeah, let's see. Hey, it's Grass Gas Sass with GT Black Series, the Senna, and the SVJ. It's just everywhere. They're just everywhere. Could you imagine if that was a 288? Unfortunately, it's not a 288, but if it was, that would be amazing. Is that a 308, 308, 328? I'm not the best with those. What's that? I think it's a Corvette. It's a Corvette. I just see red, and every time you see red around here, like in a normal world, when you just see a red car, you assume it might be a Corvette or something. But here, when you see a red car, you assume it might be an F50 or an F40. So you've got to pay a second glance. More red cars, but the Corvette and 911. Seen quite a lot of older generation 911s. I mean, just lots of 911s actually full stop, because Dakar and some Sport Classics and Turbo S's and all that good stuff. I've just seen something. What's here? What's here? Jesko and Regera. Koenigsegg Jesko and Koenigsegg Regera. I was like, you see the flash and you just have to look at what it is that's going to be coming. That is definitely a helicopter-y car, something or other, on the back of a trailer. The things you see at Car Week. That's a pretty unusual camo wrap 458. McLaren's aplenty. Well, night has now fallen, but we have the RM collection, Ferrari 812 Competizione, which looks amazing in the blue with the yellow stripes, matching with the F12 TDF in that collection, which you will know from the channel because I've been to visit a few times before. We're going to go and do a little bit of night spotting though to see what else we can find this evening. And just when we were about to head off, a Ferrari Daytona SP3 has rolled in. Was just about to go over to the car park. You can barely see it in the light, but my word, that is cool. Sounds awesome. Cool, very cool. Man, look at that. One of my favorite cars out there, this thing. That's so awesome. What a startup sound. 6.5 litres of V12, 840 horsepower, limited to 600 cars. This thing, it's just one of my favorite cars right now. It's so insanely cool. Well, the number of people that have popped out for this. I'm not quite sure what's going on, where it's going, what's happening. That tail light is awesome. Then you walk over to the car park and we have the Hamilton collection, Bugatti Veyron. Steve's Veyron is here, plus lurking in the shadows, you'll have to take my word for it right now, the McLaren Senna is just there, and the 918, which I actually drove with Steve at Willow Springs earlier this year, which is quite fun, is tucked in here as well. And I believe if we head further up, that's not everything, but we need to go and see what we can find. Today has turned into Hypercar Insanity of the finest order. And then a tiny bit further up, we also have the Huayra Roadster. I don't even know where to even start making anything of today. Yeah, just sitting here in the car park, as you do. There is a PTS 992 Sport Classic. That was a 720S starting up over there. That actually has matchy wheels. Blue wheels against the blue bodywork. And then come this way, proper car park spotting this. 430, 296 GTB. What else do we have over there? Speciale Aperta, just over there. Very nice, very nice. And then Lambos are plenty. In fact, well, Bentleys are plenty. We've got a GT2 RS just here. Gonna keep coming down. Oh, that definitely was a McLaren. That is also a McLaren. I mean, I don't even know. Everywhere you look, there's a car starting or doing something, and there are so many Uruses around. Uruses and DBXs. Loads of both. We're now in some traffic in Carmel, but that's is that a Speciale? It must be a Speciale. I was wondering if it was 458 with a kit, but it's definitely a Speciale. As we squeeze, there's a massive, bizarre truck up ahead, and there's a whole lot of yellow headlights right now. That's actually quite funny. How many cars around have yellow headlights rocking and rolling? As I try and figure out where I want to go right now. You can't see it, but the 6x6 is somewhere either in that junction in front of us, or there it is, U-turned. Obviously has the 3-point turn, but there is the white 6x6 down there. There are a lot of people around here, like a lot of people. Just look at the number of people. Oh, there are the 6x6s to the right. Those bright lights you can't miss. Like this is the wing crew, GT3RS. Is that a Viper ACR? What's in front of that? I can't even quite see. Then we've got a proper old school like Safari Rally 911. That was definitely a Ferrari V12 I just heard. Not that I can see where it came from. But we are just rolling with it right now and seeing what's what. You know what? This has been a long and exhausting day, but we're now here at the Zenvo house, where of course the TSR-S is based, along with the launch of the Aurora, the Agile and Tour, which we've seen and taken a look at on the channel. They're both here at numerous different events and things as well. But today has been frankly absurd. Of course, there have been a few manufacturer things, a few other videos being shot as well, but heading around town, seeing 2 F50s, F40, 2 LaFerraris, 4 Chiron Super Sports, Veyron, Pagani Huayra, Regera, multiple Ageras, Valkyrie. It just goes on and on and on and on. I'm trying to think what we haven't seen today. Maybe a McLaren P1. Haven't seen a P1 today, but I'm sure there are a couple around town. This is Car Week. There are hypercars absolutely everywhere, and many of them are on ECR, if not all of them. If there's something missing, it needs to get added, and I'm sure it will over the next couple of days. What an unbelievable day. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the Hypercar Insanity of Monterey Car Week. That's it for now, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers.